got to talk about the Democrat Party. Well, the fractured Democrat Party. The Democrat Party is in shambles. It is completely cooked at this point. And I think I said this yesterday. I think it was a video yesterday. I genuinely don't see how the Democrat Party recovers from this without major reform. So much reform, and there's some people in the Democrat Party that know that they need so much reform and so much change that they're having secret meetings without Democrat leadership. Yeah, some Democrats have gotten together and had secret meetings to try to figure out how to fix the Democrat Party. Yeah, we'll get more into that here in just a second, but Sir Michael Singleton, couldn't get that one out, lays it out pretty perfectly. The Democrat Party is on the verge of collapse, if not already collapsed. Check it out.
The Democratic Party itself is frankly an irrelevant political party. They don't have a message. Their policy positions have left cities across this country in shambles. I mean, even last night, let's just think about this for a minute. The president highlighted DJ, the young kid who's dealing with cancer survivor. They didn't even have enough decency to stand and applaud. He highlighted the mother whose daughter was killed by an illegal immigrant. They didn't stand and applaud. He talked about law enforcement, not the bad guys, but the ones who are doing good work every day across this country, keeping our cities safe. They didn't stand and applaud. It appears to me that the Democratic Party, in my personal opinion, is a party that is in chaos right now.
You think
they have no idea which direction to go.
Now watch what she does, and Democrats do this a lot. Whenever they're backed into a corner, they'll wait until there's something that they can latch onto and attack that one little point, and they won't address the rest of it. And that's what she's about to do here. Check it out.
With all due respect, you think Democrats are going to...
absolutely.
Wait, let me say this. You think Democrats should applaud Donald Trump when he talks about law enforcement?
No, but a kid with cancer...
Stop. Let me just... No, excuse me. In that very chamber where Donald Trump's goons try to harm the people that were sitting there and applauding Donald Trump. You want Democrats to take advice from Donald Trump about law enforcement?
It's not about taking advice, Julie. Some things should just simply be above politics.
Right.
And those are three instances where Democrats could have simply applauded.
I'm sorry.
You don't have to like the president to say these are good things.
This president is cutting funding for childhood cancer. You want to know what he's cutting funding for? The NIH. The CDC, he's got a wacko as the head of HHS. And you want to talk about it. I'm sorry, I'm very happy for that kid. I'm very happy for that kid. I'm glad that his lifelong dream came true and he became, a cop or whatever he wanted to become. But the bottom line is that all it does is accentuate the horrors that Donald Trump is imposing on kids with cancer.
Democrats seemed pathetic and they seemed petulant in their behavior last night. And if they think that's going to help them going into midterms next year, I say keep going.
Yeah, I say the same thing. I say the same thing. Keep going. This is one of the big reasons why you all lost. You're lunatics. And you have zero ability to self-correct, to self-assess and say, okay, maybe we should change course a little bit here. Maybe we should change things up a little bit here. The Democrat Party has zero ability to do that. Zero. And it's mind-boggling. There is one segment of the Democrat Party that is attempting to do that. There's a report from Politico that, some folks met up and had some discussions. Let's read a little bit. Centrist Dem group rails against leftist identity politics and purity test. Centrist Democrats produce a 5-page document of takeaways at a retreat organized by Third Way. When several dozen Democrat political operatives and elected officials gathered at a Tony resort off the Potomac River last month, frustration boiled over at the left wing of their party. Democrats have become too obsessed with ideological purity tests and should push back against far left staffers and groups that exert a disproportionate influence on policy and messaging, according to a document of takeaways from the gathering produced by the left-center group, or the center-left group, Third Way, and obtained by Politico. I can't read today. Goodness gracious, this is wild. That's just common sense. Yeah, don't take your party's advice from a small segment of your party. That should just be common sense, but who am I? I'm just a guy on the internet. The group of moderate Democrat consultants, campaign staffers, elected officials, and party leaders who gathered in Loudoun County, Virginia for a day-and-a-half retreat where they plotted their party's comeback, searched for why the party lost in November and what to do about it. Much of what they focused their ire on centered on the kind of identity politics that they believed lost them races up and down the ballot. One of the key ways to win back the trust of working class, some gathered there agreed, was to reduce far left influence in infrastructure on the party, according to the takeaways documents. That included building a more moderate campaign infrastructure and talent pipeline, pushing back against far left staffers and groups that exert a disproportionate influence on policy and messaging, in refusing to participate in far left candidate questionnaires and forums that create ideological purity tests. Oh my goodness. Yeah, pretty wild. The gathering resulted in 5 pages of takeaways, a document Politico obtained from one of the participants. Not all attendees endorsed each point in the document, and third way kept the identities of participants private. Yeah, pretty crazy stuff. We have the document, guys, or at least part of it. And here it is. Okay, those gathered then laid out 20 solutions for how Democrats can regain working class trust and reconnect with them culturally. More than a few stuck out to the two. You see, I'm talking like Joe Biden right now, man. This is crazy. More than a few stuck out to playbook. The party should embrace patriotism, community, and traditional American imagery. Good luck with that, Democrat Party. This is the monster you made. Okay, and I mean the politicians, because I don't believe the politicians are truly far left. Maybe there's a few, but I think they see that as a way of winning, just saying whatever the far left says, right? And the rest of their party will just agree because they're not argumentative, right? But that's just my humble opinion. But I said this also yesterday, I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday. I don't see the Democrat Party as it is still remaining there come 2028. The Democrat Party is a sinking ship. It just hasn't gone underwater yet. There's already too much water on board for it to be saved, but it will officially go underwater come 2028 when they lose that election. That's just my humble opinion. Y'all can let me know how y'all feel about that. And following 2028, some of this that we're about to read here will actually come true. You're going to have a fractured Democrat Party. You're going to have the far left who's going to want to keep the same old going on. They're going to fracture off from the Democrat Party, and then you'll have the Democrats who want to come more to the center emerge as the new Democrat Party, which obviously they're going to have a hard time winning with part of their party fracturing off. And that's why I said the other day, I think then we'll have a true 3-party system. Now, far left is going to have a real hard time winning that. I don't think they will ever win. So eventually I think that party will dissolve itself. But for a while, I think there will be a true 3rd-party situation going on there a little bit. But what do y'all think? Let me know. Let me know. But yeah, I don't think the Democrat Party will truly self-correct or self-assess until 2028 as an entire party. There are individuals who have the ability to self-assess and look within at the Democrat Party and say some of the stuff that we're about to read here. But as a party, as a whole, the Democrat Party has zero ability to do that. Zero ability. And I'm going to get into that a little bit after this. All right, so let's continue. Democrats should ban far left candidate questionnaires and refuse to participate in forums that create ideological purity tests and move away from the dominance of small dollar donors whose preferences may not align with broader electorate. Small dollar donors? I'm confused. What do you mean? So you're just only going to take donations from the big guys? The guys that you claim to hate, like the millionaires and billionaires? I'm confused by that one. I'm a little confused. An ideological purity test. Like when they had the primaries for Democrats and they all stood up there, and I forgot what the question was. But of course, it was like a left-wing question, and they got asked, and everybody raised their hands, like, do you want open borders? And everybody raised their hands, right? Because they have to. If they don't, then they'll be booted from the party. They have no shot at winning. Common sense. They should push back against far-left staffers and groups that exert a disproportionate influence on policy and messaging. Yeah, the loudest part of your party, that is the smallest part of your party. Another common sense one there. Candidates should get out of elite circles and into real communities. Examples: tailgates, gun shows, local restaurants, and churches. Wow, that one's crazy. You want to use churches as a political place to, like, that's not what church is for. You guys are going to fail with that one. You've already tried it. Local restaurants and gun shows, you have a real hard time in integrating yourself into those spaces, considering your policy stance on the Second Amendment. Good luck with that. Tailgates as well, you're not going to have a great time there. The party needs to own the failures of democratic governance in large cities and commit to improving local government. So basically, common sense, and a little more common sense. But unfortunately, common sense is no longer common. So you have to have an entire group of Democrats meet together in order to talk about this. Interesting. Quite interesting. Like, why did it take it? I'm just confused. Like, it took a group of Democrats to sit down together to figure that one out. And this is the thing. Remember when I said the Democrat Party is going to be fractured? So underneath that post, okay, this is what you have. All right. Here is the DNC vice chair. As you can see there, you can pause the screen. DNC vice chair, Jane Fleming Kleep. I think that's how you pronounce that. Anyway, so this is the DNC vice chair. This is what she commented underneath that post. This was not a retreat hosted by the Democrat National Committee or the Association of State Democratic Committees. The retreat was hosted by the Third Way, a 501c4 group, not a Democratic group. All ideas welcome to rebuild the party, but wanted to make that clear. That doesn't sound like a party that's ready to embrace some change. That sounds like someone who's trying to cover their behinds so that the far left in their party don't rail against them. That's just my humble opinion. But what do y'all think? What do y'all think? Talk to me. I don't know how they recover, man. I really don't. The Democrat Party has really gotten themselves in a pickle right now. And the only way out is the tough way out. And that is continuing to lose probably until the mid 2030s, if not 2040 something. Continuing to lose. You're probably going to lose the next 4 elections, right? Probably going to lose at least 4 elections in a row, 3-4 elections in a row before you win. I think that may be the only way that the Democrat Party recovers. But that's just my humble opinion. What do y'all think? Talk to me. Thanks for tuning in as always. Peace and love. I'm out.